Last time, we talked about an immature Type 1 civilization under the civilizational range model. If you haven't seen the previous videos on this topic, do check them out. The link is in the description below. Today, we will be exploring a mature Type 1 civilization and some of its defining features. According to Zubrin, much like individuals, societies grow when challenged and stagnate when not. Human history has shown this many times, where societies that have achieved unchallenged dominance over their relevant domain have tended to crystallize into self-satisfied and static forms, while societies that have been subject to stress have proved to be the most dynamic. In other words, progress-driving stress is necessary for a civilization to invent and innovate their technology to advance further. In our past, this progress-driving stress came in the form of war and something he calls frontier shock. War as a driving force for progress, however, has its limits. Any side that wins eventually unifies the domain, which removes any dynamic stress from the system. But a much more interesting and dynamic force in human history has been frontier shock. This is the stress induced in societies as they are forced to confront new lands filled with new possibilities and new knowledge. Currently, the Earth's challenges have largely been met, and the planet is currently in the process of effective unification. For Zubrin, this marks the end not of human history, but of the first phase of human history, our development into a mature Type 1 civilization. This is because in space, we have a new frontier offering endless challenges. It is an infinite frontier filled with worlds waiting to be discovered and history waiting to be made. For this reason, a mature Type 1 civilization in Zubrin's view is one that has spread across its home planet. He describes it as a completed global civilization that has invented and innovated the aerospace industry. It is capable of launching satellites into orbit around its home planet for better communication, navigation, and other space-related tasks. This means that it would also have significant expertise when it comes to building rockets and other high-tech jets and aircrafts. Moreover, space shuttles and space stations, along with orbital commercial research labs, industrial factories, space business parks, hotels, space asset servicing, and the construction of orbiting solar power generation stations are all within the grasp of a fully mature Type 1 civilization. Another criterion of a mature Type 1 civilization involves building permanent and strategically structured colonies, which include high-rise buildings, skyscrapers, and megacities. Along with these, this type of civilization would be able to master and exploit all resources available on its home planet. This would include fully mastering both renewable and non-renewable resources such as solar, hydro, and thermal, along with nuclear fission and fusion. So in terms of this scale, humanity is a fairly mature Type 1 civilization that has spread across its entire home world. However, in order for us to completely surpass this frontier and become a fully mature Type 1 civilization, we must further develop and distribute our orbital communication throughout the globe. In a real sense then, the establishment of the full range of global communication services that our orbital industry could enable for humanity represents the final step in establishing us as a mature Type 1 civilization under the civilizational range scale. But even when we master the orbital space along with all of our planet's resources, we cannot settle in Earth's orbit since there is nothing to settle there according to Zubrin. So the human race will eventually have to venture further into space to its natural satellite and nearby planets. This will enable us to obtain the status of an immature Type 2 civilization. But that is a topic best left for another time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and comment. Until then, we'll see you in the next one.